DJ Day, and welcome back to another episode of Soul Speaks. I'm so very happy to have you guys here with me again. I hope everybody is doing well on this wonderful afternoon, evening, night, wherever it is, wherever you are. We are a spiritual podcast here on the Kellywood Radio Show. I am based in California, and we get our episodes every Wednesday here from 1 to 2 p.m. That is Pacific Standard Time. So thank you so much for being here with me again today. And we will be talking about carving your own path in life and making your dreams come to life, making them come true, straight out of the mud, believing in you when no one else does. Speaking from personal experience, I am an artist and I breathe life into existence. So, how does one get to live life? Uh, how does one get to live out your dreams, do what you love in a society that just sees us as a number and a slave? It first starts off by not seeing yourself as a slave or as a number, because we are so much more. We are human beings encoded with purpose, encoded with drive, and we need to start listening to ourselves and start understanding our voice and understanding that we offer so much to this world, but there are so many distractions in our day to day that try to keep us away from what we are meant to do, what else, our higher purpose, our north node, our true inner compass. Because your inner compass is not working a 9 to 5 job at McDonald's. Your inner purpose is not doing something that at the end of the day was your plan B. How many of us have been hearing that throughout our lives? Oh, that seems really cool, like a really good idea. But what's your plan B? What are you gonna do if that falls through? Growing up, this might sound crazy, but I really just told myself, like, yeah, there might be a plan B, but I'm always going to go for that plan A. That will always be there. Like, there is no option where I would just give up on music or just give up on my passions. I might have put them to the side to work on other life experiences that were going on, but I always continued to have that little side project, always continued to have that little thing that was always for me, that I felt like society couldn't touch, or couldn't take away, in a sense. So let's get into the cards. I'm being guided to pull from my Alice in Wonderland deck first. So let's see what we got going on. And we got some singing bowls today in the background. All right. Oh, I'm seeing this. Oh, okay, this is beautiful. So we have the Curious Oysters from my Alice in Wonderland deck that I made, and it's made out of postcards that I love that. It's made out of postcards, an Alice in Wonderland deck of postcards, and I transformed them and drew on them and made them into my own Alice in Wonderland deck. And we have the characters here, and we have quotes and doodles. So, Curious Oysters. A family of young oysters that are tricked by the walrus and the carpenter into going for a walk when in actuality they plan to eat them. They like sleeping and they like playing. Okay, so this goes into exactly what I was just talking about. And then here on the back on the postcard, it's of Alice, and she's knelt down next to a toy chest of a chest of toys. There's different animals inside there, and so from this Curious Oysters, I'm getting our inner children. So what your dreams lie with your inner children. First and foremost, your higher self lies with your inner child as well. That higher timeline version of you, where you are everything that you've always wanted, everything that you've always dreamed, that is attainable. Okay, but we have to work for it. Okay, we have to work for it, and in doing that, we also need to stop getting tricked. I love that the world, it's like they want to, on one hand, say that babies are don't know what's going on and that they need to be micromanaged and they need to be controlled, but I think also babies are one of the smartest beings here too. uh, they are so smart. We need to give children more credit. They and you know what, and that's why they're targeted, because if they can put out the narrative, that children need to be don't know what's going on, or children uh are just props. I feel like a lot of people, same thing with animals, and it's interesting, we have that toy chest here filled with animals, yeah, and then it's like these are living creatures, these are living beings. Okay, they have souls, they're here going throughout their existence as well. And so these I'm being told, like I'm being told about these actors, okay, like these people that just use children for show, in Hollywood. um Art is imitating life. So just because we see it in everyday media, we see uh this this trickery, this deception by the devil. um we still need to be meeting these families and these circumstances with compassion, with love, because this is happening. I'm being taken to the vlog channels with the children. Okay, exactly, these families that are just using children for clickbait and stuff like that. Yeah, it's happening on the lower levels as too. Eat me, eat, and I'm getting eating children for profit. Using them for using them for monetary gain. Like, as a society, we need to start talking and having these harsh conversations. Is this something that we really want for for the world? Is this an example we really want to bring forth into future generations for our children? What is the example that we are setting? And these are all things we need to ask ourselves, because that's where you'll find your compass, in having morals and having values. um I do what I do in my life because I want to leave something behind that is going to last for eons, that is actually going to be helpful, that is actually going to be substantial for my children when I do have them. uh, the music that I make, I think about my children listening to my music down the road, and what they will think of it, and that it will be time forever timeless, and that this will be something that their kids will get to listen to and enjoy and look back and be like, oh my goodness, mom actually was saying something and doing something, with her life. A lot of people are living in the here and now, And a lot of people are living in the instantaneous and are living in the moment for that instant gratification, but not understanding the ramifications of their actions. Definitely not. What does the rainbow deck have to say here? It is certain. We have it is certain. We have orange. The sacral chakra. Yellow. Solar plexus. Boundaries. Outlook not so good. Crown chakra. Okay. Imagination. I'm getting imagination too. I'm getting for your dreams, yeah, you need your imagination. This world really works on trying to kill that imaginative faculties of your brain. Um, I'm getting like foggy, hazy, unclear. That outlook, yeah, that outlook not looking so good. To diminish your light, to feed on your light. Yeah, that's what it is. It's feeding on children's light, the innocence, realizing that we need to set up firm boundaries with what we are allowing children to see, what we're allowing children to watch, what we're allowing them to absorb. Because if you, okay, thinking about it too, like you had these dreams as a kid, you were thinking um, big when you were a child. The sky was the limit for you. It wasn't until the world and society and classrooms started changing and curriculum started changing that things started becoming less fun and things started becoming more serious. And yeah, I keep getting that from that the I was watching on Instagram. Yeah, weaning you off of, somebody said this, weaning you off of that divine frequency. Exactly. It's time to start our heightening up our vibrations again, and letting our inner children run free, and allowing children to teach us what it's like to be a child again. Crown chakra, because that's where that inner wisdom is going to come from. No longer demeaning. Yeah, room for improvement. Yeah, because we can always grow, and we're always learning. It doesn't matter the age. I'm hearing we need to start listening to the children. We need to start listening to the younger generation and stop like demeaning them for, yeah, sugar, spice, and everything nice. Yeah, stop demeaning them for the decisions that like our forefathers made and everything, and all of those like that just tried to cover everything up with like that sugar, spice, and everything nice. All of the wars tried to cover up all of the, with, I'm getting less in reverse, like the lies, the greed, rushing, all of the emotional blockages. Yeah, they were just emotionally blocked. Yeah, they were just like, have you seen that? We're on YouTube. It's like heart chakra blockages. Yeah, oxygen mask, enlightenment. Yeah, have you seen on YouTube where it's like they're doing interviews with children like back in the 60s or like back in the day, and it's like black and white and grainy and everything, but it's like they were like, the woman was talking about, it's like, oh, we were taught to be robots, like we weren't taught to express our emotions, and we were just supposed to um listen to the adults and do what we were told. Like that caused a lot of issues. That caused a lot of emotional blockages. That's what we're saying there. Yeah. Caused a lot of lineage blockages and generational trauma that we now have to. Ooh, my throat chakra. Blue. Oh, as I said that. Yeah. That we now have to bear the brunt and the responsibility. And with the blue, and I'm getting like the ocean, and with the ocean, I'm seeing just like a bunch of dead people in the ocean, just like souls of people that souls of people that didn't get to live out their dreams. I'm getting a bunch of souls that live vicariously through people here on Earth. Ghosts that cheer us on the other side when we go through our accomplishments and when we get to our goals, and like, so yeah, that ties into like you're never alone here. Like we're not alone here. Like there are dimensions upon dimensions that study us here, Earth School. Deep breath. Yeah, take a deep breath on that one. Like, yes, definitely. You're right. To study the heart chakra, to study our manifestation powers, to study the ascension without a doubt. Yeah, to pick a winner of the, like, okay. Okay, now I'm hearing, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Hey, I'm seeing the firmament. So I'm seeing the firmament as just like a giant observation dome, a giant magnifying glass. And then I'm hearing, is there a life on Mars by, oh goodness, ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Hey, um, David Bowie, and I'm singing "Stop and Smell the Roses." Relax, okay. Root chakra, okay. Grounding in, exercising, exercising our brain, exercising our mind. What's the sitch exactly? Round of applause. Okay. Wow, this is a lot. And listening to music, colorful. Okay, and that's that divine frequency. So these are a lot of messages I'm getting right now. But so at the end of the day, the people, the powers that be that run this place don't want you to know how powerful you are and how in control of this matrix you really are, and that it all starts in the mind. And it all starts too when you are born. Like that's when they first start attacking you and everything really hardcore in this realm is when you are born. Attacking that color, purple. They don't want you to count on the light, even though that's like your divine source code when you first get here. So it's about forgetting you're forgetting who you are to return to who you are, who you're meant to be. Um, but that all starts with choice, and that's free will. So if we can distract you, if we can try and it's like mice in a lab, in like a the maze. It really is one big maze. If we can, it is decidedly so. Yeah, if we can put cheese and put the phones and put all these things in your area to distract you and get you off of your natural frequency, then we can course correct the youth and have them choose wrong. But this is where they messed up because with the ethers card here that just flew out, an eclipse, they forget we still have our conscience, we still have our inner voice that is trying to steer us and lead us. um like, yes, okay, so that's why I okay, when I went through my depression and in my anxiety and my mental health issues, in a way it's like a spiritual hard reset. It felt like my body was a computer in a sense, and that when I woke up to realize that a lot of things around me when I was younger were to steer me in the wrong direction. It's like it kind of breaks your brain, like to realize that like the school system in fact really felt like a fucking prison. Like I I I could not wait to get out of there. Like I knew for a fact, like I once I graduated and once I got out of school, I would never be looking back at that place. Like I would never be looking back at that place with fond memories. I was just counting down the days until I could get out of that place, until I could be free and could be an adult. Which it shouldn't be like that. That's like rushing childhood. Allowing kids to be kids again, I'm hearing. That will strengthen their inner spirit. That's really magical shifters. That's what's going to turn them into spiritual warriors, and that's what's going to allow them to lead with their solar plexus and charge them. Getting children back out into the sun. That's a 911 emergency for them. For these people in power, they would never do that because they have a lack mindset, because they're still running on childhood wounds, because they haven't opened their heart chakras yet. They don't see the bigger picture. They're greedy. If you really want to be a star, if you really want to have your dreams come true, if you really want to live an abundant lifestyle, it first starts with healing and having an abundant mindset. How you see yourself will shape your reality. What do we have in the Rider Waite deck that we need to know? Divine Source. King. Oh, yep, King of Coins. Abundance, prosperity, generosity. You can't just say, you have to prove and show to the universe that you can attract your own abundance within self. The money doesn't go to you. You like we you there's no fast easy way to get money, okay? And keep it, because money doesn't exist. Money's not real. Right, frugal, you can hold on to it as much as you want, but at the end of the day, and you can make it feel like it's a security blanket, but at the end of the day, you're just imprisoning yourself, and entrapping yourself in a system that will make you the victim at the end of the day. Like Eight of Swords, that will stab you in the back. Uh, we need to start gaining a new perspective. Two of Wands. Yeah, I'm like, what happened to planning? What happened to like people having goals and ambitions and dreams and doing something? Now it's like people just want to play video games, which is like, you could even make a career out of playing, being a video game player, but most people don't even want to do that. Like, because that takes time and practice and effort. And if you wanted to do that, you can do that. Just apply yourself. Yeah, you might find a happy surprise in there. That page of cups. That dreamer under, yeah, King of Coins. Because okay, and also word to the wise too, don't listen to these people. You're not going to find an abundant, so your abundance is within yourself, not listening to a guru, not listening to somebody who is already like there at the top because these people are just for show. Okay, you need to find what your what abundance and wealth and prosperity and happiness means to you. Not 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 what these people are telling you. And when you if you actually okay, and then you also see how many of these people out here are actually really just charlatans too. A bunch of these people are spiritual charlatans. Not only just spiritual, it's all over the place in the spiritual community, in the fitness community, anywhere where you can make money. There's a charlatan around the corner, a little charlatan fox around the corner, trying to make money off of you and lie to you. Yeah, you if you don't have love within yourself, then you won't be able to spot out these uh these fake what's it called, magicians. Exactly, these trickery, cunning, deceptive, craftiness, spell work. It's a form of word magic. What they do, okay? It's a show. It's to get you to buy their product, to flash their fake muscles, okay, that they didn't earn. When really they're stabbing themselves with these needles and this Ozempic and Wegovy and all this shit and like, I don't know. I thought this stuff was like for people that were diabetic, and now all of a sudden it's coming out that it's for weight loss. I, like, what happened to the good old fashioned healthy way of diet and exercise and portion control and actually doing the work? Okay, fairness, truth, yeah. Two of coins, balancing decisions, adaptation, yeah, adapting to the changes, putting your priorities, actually making the hard decisions, doing the work to get to that joy, to that success, to that celebration. Okay, these people are are in Hollywood. These people that are right now at the top. Okay, it's rigged. It's like a rigged show at this point in time. Okay, and so if you really want to find happiness, like the best way is being independent, not having people dictate how you speak, how you act, how you're supposed to be. You can't change this operation from the inside out without becoming a part of the machine, becoming a part of the system. Okay. Um you new beginning, yeah, you have to make the foolish decision, okay, which isn't really foolish. It's really going towards new beginnings. Innocence, like people are gonna call you the fool, but you for people to be able to rest, we need to start up our own, yeah, nine of wands. It's going to take grit, resistance, and determination, but we need to start our own foundations. We need to start building our own communities up. Okay, we need to, like in hermit, yeah, we need to stop trying to go for these deals and go for these corrupt bribes. Okay, yeah, like like we should be focusing on emotional stability first, and then the riches will come in. Like, we have a bunch of emotionally unstable billionaires. That's terrible. That is terrible. That will do anything, that are sneaky, that will do anything to win at all costs. Five of swords, exactly. Unbridled ambition. They're suffering, yeah, and that's why everybody's suffering, and there's heartbreak and there's grief and everything, because Knight of Swords, yeah, these people are impulsive and will stab anybody. Like, will do anything, and take impulsive action. Yeah, they're just obsessed. They're obsessive, and want people to just work without reward. They want people to they want to get rich and stay up on the top while everybody else works, and they get to just scrape and skim off the top and do whatever it is while everybody is fragmented. Okay, and there's lack of teamwork, everybody disorganized, there's group conflict, and they get to just sit up and watch. But that it's death right here, but there's an end to that cycle because there's a new beginning, a metamorphosis, and a change that is happening. Okay, because emperors, all right, and empresses are stepping up with and calling back our authority and bringing back rationality, structure, and ambition to people, everyday people. They don't want us to inspire the everyday people and bring in hope. They want to cause anxiety, trauma, and hopelessness. Okay, because that feeds their materialism, their addictions, and it's devil, it's demonic. So there's two choices you have to make. Okay, are you going to nine of coins? Okay, work towards the fruits of your labor that like you deserve, your dreams, your ambitions. Are you going to do the work? Are you going to find unity and partnership within yourself and find peace within yourself and make peace with the fact that it doesn't matter what is going on in the world, but what does matter is the fact that your family is just disjointed and fragmented, and nobody's talking to each other, and that we need to come together. Like, it starts with itself. If you are disjointed and fragmented within yourself, of course that's going to lead to disarray and chaos outwardly, and that just feeds into the problem. We got to start realizing that we are getting in our own ways. We have manifested our own problems for ourselves, but we can also manifest our solutions too. But we have to also do the work for that. It comes down to how bad do you want something. Are you willing to do whatever it takes for that dream? Whatever it is. That's that free will, baby. That dream can be whatever you want it to be. Mine just happens to be music and art and helping the earth and helping the world. Um, and it develops and grows and changes. But it's always been kind of within that wheelhouse ever since I was a child. Um, the confusion and everything else came in when I realized that I was trying to please other people and not really just pleasing myself, which really mattered at the end of the day, because I am just me. And if I'm not happy, then I will manifest um, the ailments within myself, the dis-ease within self. I was causing these ailments. It was in my mind, like that. It was how powerful my mind was. And it took a lot of working backwards and retraining and reframing and reworking the programming and unworking the programming and understanding who I am and my inner child and who was inside of me, to realize what I actually wanted to do and kind of course correct and steer myself and kind of wean myself off of that slave programming and back into the divine source, back into love, back into the sun, back into my divine essence, and my inner strength, which was within me the whole time, but I was disempowering myself with my own words. Like, I became my own worst enemy. So sometimes we get in the way of our own success, and sometimes we get in the way of our own progress. So I believe it's up to us at the end of the day to decide what story we want to write, how we want to navigate. Because, every action has an opposite and equal reaction. So if you just go by like math, it's like divine science, because you need both. It's not one or the other. I just combine everything together in one beautiful primordial soup of consciousness. And when you realize that everything is actually much closer together than divided, everything is only a 1% margin of difference that people want to even argue and focus on. Everything is so zoomed in too. That's that lens too that is funny. when you realize how much everything is really zoomed in and everything is so micromanaged to the point that you're arguing over such a small difference, when it's like if you had a moral compass and if you knew self, if you knew who you were and what you would stand for, then we wouldn't have to be arguing over uh pedophilia bad. We wouldn't have to be arguing over uh human trafficking bad. Everybody needs food. Everybody needs homes. you know uh this is just basic standard living. It's first grade. It's first grade, SpongeBob. Like, literally, it's first grade. Wumbo. So everything else is just a distraction. Everything else is just cannon fodder. Like, it's just here to make you argue over it, and instead sit on your butt arguing instead of actually making a true solution, which isn't going to other countries, or you don't even really need to. They want to make it seem like, oh, you need to buy this and you need to change who you are. When you go through self-improvement and growth, and like a snake doesn't need to change its skin. It just happens. It just sheds. It's part of this cycle. you know and a snake has its own methods. It has no. That's also funny too. You would think, like, as a human, oh, you see a snake shedding, like, oh, I want to help it to get that skin off. It doesn't have any arms on its it might be struggling, but you could do more damage trying to force that skin off of the snake instead of just naturally letting it fall off and naturally let it happen on its own. Do you understand the analogy? That symbolic death for a rebirth. Exactly. We are stronger together. We are weaker divided. Men need women and women need men. That is just survival. That is love. And it's not even that it all starts platonically too. Like, there was so much discord and disarray. I would like there to be more conversations. I really would. I would like there to be more actual healthy debates that are intellectually stimulating and provide some real discourse to what's going on all over the world. I find that very fascinating. But the ones that are going to make it happen are us. We all have a duty here. We all have a job. We all add something into this world. So I ask you, what do you add into this world? And is that lying with your inner child? Who is your inner child? Do you know your inner child? Do you know who sits with you at that table? And it's fascinating. I grabbed the Alice in Wonderland deck because I do say we're all mad here. We are all various degrees of insane. We all have that Joker, that Harley Quinn that lives within inside of us. But some of us just choose not to show that. But that's still a part of you that dwells there. We must embrace all parts of ourselves, because within all parts of ourselves, that is where the divine sits. And with that divine, that's the key. That's the dreams. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. But you have to weather the storm to get to paradise, to get to that heaven. Exactly. I tell people it's just heaven and hell are just a mind state. It's just a mind state. They're not real places. They're as real as you want them to be. But as long as they are as real as they want them to be, then every day that I live out on this earth, then I will try to make heaven. And that's all it is I just believe that other people can make their life heaven. Like that's it. It's not rocket science. It's really just I believe everybody deserves a great life. And there's people here that have made bad decisions, and God and the divine will deal with them. That's why there's karma. But the people that are just trying to live their lives day to day and live out their passions and live out their dreams, like why can't we not also to exist and be and breathe and um why does it always have to be such a fight? I don't know if anybody else feels it, but I don't know. I do feel like there is like this weird like fight. But throughout that fight, we got to get it out the mud. We got to get that inner strength, and we got to dig in deeper, pull from our own solar plexus, not no longer let people feed off of our own energy and feed off of our own divine flame, and let that fuel from the sun drive us towards the futures that we know we deserve. You deserve it. You deserve love. Everybody at home, you all deserve love. Every single one of you guys. You all deserve to be happy. You all deserve to find happiness within yourself. That's one of the reasons I have this podcast is to just spread seeds of love around. Sprinkle some seeds of kindness today and leaving something behind that will sow into the future crops of this world. It is an absolute divine gift, an absolute divine blessing to be able to have this platform, to be able to talk to people wherever you are, and that you guys listen. And I truly do appreciate each and every one of you for listening and just letting me to speak and be a channel for you, because I truly do feel honored to be able to do this, and thankful that I want each and every one of you guys to have your own podcast or have whatever you want, and do that and do what makes you happy. Because in doing that, we're healing the world. We're actually making a change, and we're changing too, which is beautiful. Well, we will change to align with the frequency of Earth, and so we can always cater to it. So we can be around. So we can be around for our children, so that we can be around for the future, so that that is guaranteed. Because we're all so amazing. We are. I really believe so. And we even need the darkness to remind us of our light. They have a purpose, they have a role that they are doing here, and in that they will destroy themselves. Imagine self-destructing yourself because of your own ego. We don't even need to lift a finger. That's why we don't need to kill, destroy. People will be taking themselves out with their own stupidity, and that's fine. That's why I don't fear anything. There's nothing to fear except fear itself. Exactly. Why be afraid? Yeah, why be afraid of yourself? Because it's just you. It's just a different version of you. but it's still you and it still exists. So as much as you want to deny it, there's still a timeline version of you that is still out there. Multiple of us coexisting at the exact same time. I mean, it's so funny. I even just watched that show, that movie Mickey, with Robert Pattinson, Mickey 27 or 24 or something like that, like about cloning and stuff. Like they're telling you in the programming, it's all right in front of your eyes. You just have to tune into the right station to see the programming. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you on the Divine Station Earth 101? Are you on Demon Time 69.9? Like, what station you hanging out in, guys? Right? Exactly. Exactly. Are there any last final messages that need to be shared with the people? Let me see. So, pretty much, yeah, to make your dreams come true and to carve out your own path in life, it first starts with opening up your divine book and reading some pages. It first starts with awakening to your purpose and why you even do the things that you do, asking yourself the tough questions, the hard philosophical questions of life. Who are you? Why are you here? What do you want to do here? Write, journal, draw, express yourself. Um, express yourself. Love yourself. Exactly. And through that little bit of discovery, I wish you all the best healing. I really do. I hope that you guys start to uncover little forgotten fragments of yourself that have been lost to the echoes of space. And you guys start awakening your conscience to who you're always meant to be, who the person inside of you was always meant to shine, the star inside of you that was always meant to burn amongst the cosmos. And you'll start to see the picture too, and through that, your consciousness will start moving out of the ego and start moving out of the I and the me, and will naturally gravitate towards a space of we and harmony. And it won't be a facade, it won't be a mask, it won't be pretend. It will be actually something that you live, breathe, do, okay, and are, okay, because you've actually done the shadow work, right? And that is something that goes on forever. It never stops. We're always healing, we're always in motion. And it's not, don't ever be stagnant. Don't be stagnant. Always do something. One thing a day. As long as you're moving your little steamboat forward, that is progress. That is moving the magical map. But stagnancy and complacency is not where we want to be at. We want to always be doing something for our highest good, for our ascension, for self. Whether that is breathing, whether that is writing, whether that is establishing boundaries, going outside, going to the park, whatever. Um, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Exactly. hmm And your paths will be shown to you. I'm spreading so much love, peace, and light to everybody at home. Thank you so much for joining me on this sixth episode, yes, of Soul Speaks. I love being here with everybody, and thank you so much. Sending so much love.